This is an easy way to germinate dragon fruit seeds. So I put these seeds in here 2 days ago and they're ready. Well, they only took 1 day to germinate. The strongest growers took 1 day to germinate. So today we're going to plant the least, or the leftover that that didn't germinate yesterday. So, oh, we have a nice little stash here. This is what one side looks like. Those are ready to go. So I'm just, because I use so many seeds just to get the best growers out. So this is like my second batch. I do like a first and second batch just to take account for, like, you know, potential die off or whatever. So all of these are going to go in. And how I'm going to plant them for this next step is I used a regular clay dish. This is how I'm going to get my greenhouse effect. This is like a cake pan. You know, you buy cakes from the store and they come in like these little plastic things. Well, we keep these to get a little greenhouse effect going. We're going to put our seeds in. The pan is about this thin. And being these clay pots, they dry easily. So we want it to have, like, because it's a cactus, so we want the soil to dry out quickly, but then we also want to have like a greenhouse effect to get the heat going. So you really just have to mist them, and you know, every once in a while mist them and get them on and get them some water. But for the most part, cacti don't really need much water. So here's a little baby here. And I use either a chopstick or a matchstick to scrape them off of the paper towel, but sometimes they're stuck in the paper towel, so you kind of have to rip them off. So you can use tweezers if you have a gentle and a precise pressure to your fingertips, I guess, if you have control of your pressure. If not, you're going to have to just rip them off by hand. So what you do is you scrape them off, and then when you put them in the soil, you roll it around. If not, it'll stick to the tip of the match. So we're going to do as many of these as we can and get this whole plate filled, so that way they'll set root and they'll stay in here for a while and they'll grow up tall. And it'll be easy to relocate these to like sunny areas or whatever. So let's get it done. These cacti grow very thinly initially. They're about like that, let's say a finger width, like maybe even the pinky finger. They're very skinny, so it doesn't really matter if you plant them too close to each other, because they'll just grow in a direction where it's just out of the other one's way. And once they have a nice little root setting, then you're able to use chopsticks to kind of shuffle them over. I mean, they look like little worms. Look at that. Little spermies. All right, so we've got a bunch to go, so I'm not going to keep you here for that. A lot of people like to direct sow these right into the soil, but I do not like to do that. I don't really like to do that with any seed, because of the fact that, especially with these little seeds, it's like it'll get overcrowded if you direct sow them, and then you won't have a consistency when they do germinate because they're going to some seeds germinate earlier than others. So then to top it off, you're not going to have much balance in your grow area. So when I do them in waves like this, the first set I know they germinated, and I don't have an overcrowding of the ones that didn't germinate in my pot. And once they do germinate and I set one wave of them in one pan, then I know that those growers are all going to have the same growth rate, like close to the same growth rate, because they all germinated the same and around the same time. So for me, and this is how you take them off of the paper towel. The black part is the top. And the white part is stuck down into the paper towel. So you don't want to break it, but you kind of have to scrape the paper towel to lift them up, turn it a little, turn the matchstick a little, and then it'll pop right up. But as you can see your spacing, and see, like, these don't even have the black thing, so you can pull them. You don't want to, you see how you don't want to, you have to be very careful. So it is a step that is very, I guess, time consuming if you're trying to make a video, but it's a delicate process. But to me, I've had much more success by just taking my time and doing this step than just throwing a bunch of seeds in a pot and saying, oh well, I'll just pull out whatever ones are too close to the others. I like to put my plants through different temperatures, but I don't like to stress the root system too often on certain plants that are very delicate. And in my opinion, these are not delicate when they get older. They're strong plants, but when they're younger, they're very, very fragile. So you don't want to get too crazy with uprooting them too often. And then sometimes you need to clean your little matchstick. Boop, like that. You can get lucky and get a couple at the same time. All right, I'm going to fill this tray. And then once we fill it, then we mist it with our nice spray bottle. And we give it, you can use this type of mist, but it doesn't set the seed down. So you want to use this type of mist, even a little more rough, because then when you spray it on a seed, you see the seed goes down into the soil. I just broke a light bulb. But yeah, the seeds go down in, and it's a very light mist. You don't want to, it's like a light stream. You don't want to like abuse it, but you see how it goes into the soil without you having to press down. That's exactly what you want to do. And then you put the top on that sucker, sit it out in the sun, and you're good to go. We're gonna do another video after this, because we germinated some moringa seeds yesterday. No, 2 days ago, was it? I think I posted the video. I posted it the same day I germinated them. So I think it was 2 days. They said online that it takes about 7 days, but when I do this process, all of my seeds usually germinate between 1 and 3 days. Unless they're like a super slow germinator that takes, let's say, 3 weeks, then I can get it germinated within like a week, which I like because I like to see my stuff growing as soon as possible. I don't like to be waiting forever. I like Mother Nature and all, but I also like to mess around and try to get the most I can out of the technology that we have available to us. So anyhow, hopefully this helps you.